Hello, hello, hello on a Sunday night. Day late, but still here. Welcome to Dear Dana. Inhale to the count of 4 and hold it. Exhale to the count of 4.
With you, I don't ever feel calm.
Inhale one more time to the count of 4.
Play with me like cats and a string.
And exhale to the count of 4.
You don't ever wanna give me
Let out all the stress.
You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you.
Start your new week.
With the evil voodoo.
Remember daylight savings time. It was spring forward and fall back.
I got issues in my head.
Hey, Ray.
I like you in my bed, but you keep me on
We had
red.
to fall back last night.
Everything is like a test.
So
I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
The time has changed, everybody. It's getting dark earlier. Welcome to Dear Dana. I don't like the whole dark earlier thing. How about you? I don't like it. I like more sun. Hey, Dixie Cuddles Fitness. Everybody check out their channels. Ray's on Instagram. She shows a lot of fitness. She has CP. That doesn't stop her. She keeps on going and gets so fit. Check out Dixie Cuddles Fitness as well. I'm assuming she's on Insta and has a YouTube. But girl, if the whole United States, the president especially, realized how getting dark earlier affect people's mental health, they'd stop that stuff and keep it sunny longer. Give us daylight longer, in my opinion, because it benefits us more to have more sunshine. It does. Excuse me. I know we have those boxes that have that can mimic sunshine that help us to try to offset that problem, but it's just not the same. Just not the same. I think it affects me like that. I have to get extra sun and everything. I just don't like daylight savings time. It's so dry in this room. Ray says I had a crying jag this AM. It was great. It's good to get it out of your system. Dixie Cuddle says, it does. There's a real thing called winter depression. There's a special name for it. It's called SAD, or seasonal affect disorder, that a lot of people have. Every time I get in this room, because we're having to run the heat now, it's so dry. And after I got over that major upper respiratory infection after having the C word, it's been kicking my butt. And I don't like it because it affected my vocal cords so harshly, and I'm slowly but surely getting them back. And I have to talk so much lately between YouTube and teaching kids on on Zoom, and now I'm doing a lot of hypnotherapy, that my voice is shot. I hope it doesn't sound that bad, but you can hear a little raspiness that I didn't have before. But yeah, seasonal affect disorder is a real thing. So I highly recommend get as much sunlight as you can during the day. And if you can get one of those bulbs for your house or one of those lights to sit in front of, thank you, Ray, I would do that. Thank goodness, the time change doesn't last that long. Let's see if 4 months roughly, but still, I think people should send out a petition and tell the government, stop that crap. Stop that crap. I forgot why they did it in the first place. And I don't know if it affects the whole United States or not. But we need to stop that. I don't like it. I don't think most of the country likes it. And the way it sets kids up, going to the bus stop, I don't know if it's light for them when they get up now or if it's dark. But a lot of times, kids are in the pitch black getting on the school bus. That's not cool. Not cool at all. People may be trickling in shortly, but Dixie Cuddles Fitness says, my mom said, has something about kids standing at school bus in the dark. And Ray says she thinks it has something to do with farming and agriculture. You know, when I was a little girl, I was born in Atlanta and we lived here for a while. My dad was in radio and we had to move from radio station to radio station. But ultimately, when we started going to elementary school, my dad tried to settle down at one radio station, and we were in North Carolina. And I can remember sometimes school would start late because kids were picking tobacco. They were picking tobacco. And we would beg my dad, Dad, please let us make money and go pick tobacco. And he wouldn't let us. But we wanted that money. We thought it was so cool. Kids were making their own money before the age of getting a working permit. Yeah. It was way before the age of getting a working permit. And they paid them pretty good at that time. But they would actually halt the time school was actually supposed to go in session in the fall. So the tobacco crop could be finished being picked. Because North Carolina was a big tobacco state. I could remember seeing the crops across the highway. They'd have to pick them and hang them in these stalls so they could dry out. Big, huge leaves. And I bet they worked their booties off. But kids, I bet the kids were like 9, 10 years old out there picking crops. I was like, woohoo! I want to do that. I want to make money. But I'm hoping more people come in because I have a 4-questionnaire that I want to throw out there that I think people are going to find very interesting, that will help you figure out things. It's kind of way out of the box that I do with some of my clients because I've just done the soft opening for my hypnotherapy practice. But it's therapy and hypnosis, which is very cool. Because anybody that knows me well, I do things way out of the box. Even when I teach my teenage students, I teach on a platform called OutSchool. And I have a class because I had to pare way down. I used to teach a class that was 3, 4, 5-year olds. That was an advanced preschool class that I created. Thank you, right? Yeah, out of the box is good. It was an advanced pre-K. And I would prepare them so much so that they were learning first, second, and third grade things. But it was so fun, they didn't realize they were learning advanced stuff because I would do it out of the box. And so now I teach a communication class for personal relationships. But the odd thing is, ever since the C word, every teenager that has ended up in my class for the communication for personal relationships has had underlying psychological or mental health issue. And I don't mean that in a shady or bad way. They just have. It could be ADHD, it could be bipolar, it could be a whole range of things, right? It could be stuttering, it could be OCD, it was happenstance or the universe that they happened to end up in my class for communication, right? So I'm sitting there going, this is weird. And so my initial plan for just communication had to go and take a hard left. And I decided that I was going to have to wrap this class around exactly what each individual student needed, if that makes sense. It had to be communication and what each individual student needed. Because I couldn't live with myself and not do that. So now all of a sudden that I have YouTube and teaching and hypnotherapy going on, I've got a bunch of parents writing me, asking me, can you do this class at that time? Can you do this class at this time? Can you do this class at that time? And girlfriend can't do it at all these million different times. So I'm trying to fulfill what I can. Because there's only one of me. Only one of me. And not all parents are going to understand how or why I do things. Dixie Cuddle said, I did a cats versus dog 2-part blog with my old webcam about male female relationships. LOL. I started about cats. Hold on. And dogs. Went off subject. I had 30 subscribers and it got good views. Excellent. Excellent. It does for sure make sense. Thank you, Dixie Cuddles. That's impossible. I know. And I feel terrible about it because my prime instinct, whether I get paid or not, every single time is to help people. My primary urge inside of myself, help people first. That's why I'm not rich. That's why I'm not rich. So here we go. Here we go, go, go. And if you're watching now, and I see you in the bushes, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for asking how it's going, DC Cuddles Fitness, and how's it going with y'all? I'm not gonna lie, it's been a rough weekend. It has been having a breakdown weekend, emotional, tearful weekend. Me and my husband are fine. He has an interview tomorrow at 2. Please send him good vibes. Please. It sounds promising. But we're realistic. We sit on the fence of hope. Sounds promising. They sought him out. There is ageism in the world. They sought him out. It sounds promising. But we don't want to get our hopes so high that we fall so low. So we're sitting in the middle. You know what I mean? And I am doing my best trying to market my practice because I've learned very well, and I'm not good at everything. I know I'm not, and I'm not perfect, but I'm very good at what I do. I can see that, say that. So it's about me getting my website out there, getting my practice out there, and getting clients, patients, and it getting momentum. You see what I'm saying? Then I know it will do well once that happens, but I have just started the soft opening. Dixie Cuddles says, I'm sorry, I was crying all morning yesterday. For some dumb reason, I bet he gets it. Thank you. Crying is not a dumb reason. It's a release. Your body has to release and cleanse. Crying is a good way to cleanse your body. You know, we have to feel our emotions and get that release out of your body. If you stuff everything up all the time, it's a good way to get sick or get disease. It's not dumb, Dixie Cuddles. I'm glad you did it. Ray says, it's been rough and super emotional the last couple of days. And Ray, you know you can always reach out if you need, right? What time is your husband's interview again? It's at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Good light and juju is always welcome. It's at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Good, Dixie Cuddles. Never beat yourself up for getting that release. Have you ever noticed once you get a good cry, even if it's one of those good ugly cries, and you're done and you feel drained after, that you do feel cleansed and you might even take a nap, but you feel so much better when it's done? You just feel so much better when it's done. And there's different kinds of tears even. If you were to put your tears for grief, for release, for breakups, happy tears under a microscope, you would see different components and different ways they're shaped, and the atoms and the shapes and all that stuff. They would look very different under a microscope. Very different. Hello. I don't want to mess up your name, and I can't even pronounce it. New again. Hello. Dixie Cuddle says, and if we get in trouble, I don't have any mods here. Yes, I have done that. I hold things in because I'm an overthinker. So my mind goes places it shouldn't sometimes. Overthinking can be a sign of intelligence as well. Unfortunately, we can't understand your language. You again, we can't understand your language. But welcome nonetheless. Dixie Cuddles Fitness says yes, absolutely. Now, something I have noticed, I have to take a look at myself often. And when I have gone back to hypnotherapy college, which I did and have, you take 28 semesters in 1 year. And you go through all these processes and classes, and you have to get to know yourself deeply again and look within, sometimes even when you don't want to. And I have had to process a lot of information and look within. And I have a 21-year-old daughter at home. She'll be 22 in January. And she's having to go through a lot and process a lot. In the last year or so, she's finally began in the last year processing the death of her brother, where she held it in for so long. So that was a challenge for her and a challenge for us too. Thank you, Dixie Cuddles Fitness. Girl, I sure do. My son would have been 27. He would have been 27. But he only aged a third of the rate we do. So even though he was 21 when he passed, he looked 7. He only aged a third of the rate we do. He was 21 in this picture. He was rare. He had hormonal and adrenal issues and couldn't walk, etc. She only processed it in the last year. And she is going through metamorphoses and transitions. And, she's getting itchy to move it out at some point. She needs to finish college first. Not quite ready. Thank you. It is gutting, heartbreaking and stuff, but I've come a long way. And when I help people, it helps me. That's the selfish part of helping people. You know what I mean? It helps me to help people. So, anywho, getting to know yourself is important. Sometimes we're so busy looking outside of ourselves at others, we don't take the time to really get to know ourselves and look within. Does that make sense? And do the work. Yeah, Dixie Cuddles. When you help somebody else, it also makes you happy. There's that internal emotional payoff when you help somebody. My biggest challenge was, and is, but I'm learning better, is I had a hard time when I was actually doing work and helping people, taking payment. And I'm learning better because if I don't, I'll go broke. I paid for all that school and did all that stuff, and I still had trouble taking payment from people. So I'm learning. I'm on that learning curve because if I can't pay my bills, it's hard to help others as much. Ray says, doing the work, the introspective stuff is hard. It takes a strong person to do the work. You are absolutely right. You know, a lot of times people don't want to go even to therapists or counselors because they feel like it's a sign of weakness. But I hate to tell people, going to a therapist or counselor makes you strong because you're admitting to yourself that you need to work on some stuff. And even more than that, going to a therapist or counselor, they think somebody's judging them, but they're not. A therapist or counselor is helping to guide you through your feelings, through what you're dealing with, and helping you to understand more what you've had to cope with, what you've had to tolerate, and helping you to see better things you've overcome that you're not even recognizing. And you end up feeling stronger. Hello, vintage optimism. Girl, I have missed you so much. I have missed you so much. Have not seen you in a world of forever. Forever, forever, forever. For real. It has surely been forever. So that's the point of really having to. I forgot to throw down the link for anybody that wants to come in. Excuse me. Of having to look inside ourselves and see what's going on. Oh, thank you. So we can cope and move on and keep pushing ahead. Because Lord knows, we are souls walking around in this human body, but there's always, always a challenge in front of us. And you know, I think about Matthew Perry. He said there's only been brief moments of happiness in his life. But, look, I love me some Matthew Perry. But he almost made it seem like happiness was supposed to fall in front of him or be given to him or a magic door or something like that. And in my lifetime, I figured out that happiness is something we have to create. It's something within ourselves that we have to find. We have to mix it up in a bowl, turn on the music. No worry, Willows. We have to create it. We have to create the party. Does that make sense? We have to grab our kid by the hand and dance in the middle of the room. We have to do something silly. Happiness is our choice. Exactly, Ray. Ray says choose joy. That's what made me sad for him, in a way, because I feel like he was always seeking out happiness instead of creating it. I feel like he was looking around as though, oh, they have a happy life, and they have a happy life, and they have a happy life. Why don't I have a happy life? And I feel like if we go through those ebbs and flows of depression, which we all do, no one is immune from depression. Not me, not anyone. Unless they have toxic positivity, unless they just look. I know that some of the happiest people in life are, gosh, what are those kids? Somebody please help me. Kids and adults that have Down syndrome typically are some of the happiest, most positive people around. I adore them. It doesn't mean they never get down, but it's rare, okay? And they are genuine and typically very truthful and like earthbound angels, right? Most people are. My son was like one. But otherwise, most people are going to have bouts of being blue or down or depression. It's like this. You have to choose. Okay, Ray wants an example of toxic positivity. Okay, I hate to use her as an example, but it's the first thing that comes to my mind. And she seems very sweet. Do not get me wrong. But there has to be moments that she gets down. Who is familiar with Eugenia Cooney? Anybody? It's when no matter what happens, no matter what happens, a person's going to say, be positive, be kind. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that doesn't matter. No matter what's going on. Oh, they just got hit by a car. Oh, that's going to be okay. They'll learn from that. Yeah, she's very popular on YouTube. She suffers from an extreme ED. Congratulations, Vintage Optimism. She says she is 122 days sober. That is fantastic, Vintage. Congratulations. Do, do, do. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. So happy for you. That is amazing. Now, autism, they're not always happy. It depends on the kid. But Down syndrome, generally speaking, they are. Generally speaking. But toxic positivity is generally they're positive no matter what. It doesn't typically shift. Positive when it's not appropriate. Does that make sense? Hey, PP. Hey, professional paranormal research. Please check out his channel as well. Positive when it's not appropriate. Does that make sense, Ray? It's like positive to the extreme. Sometimes it's better to be new if you're being real down, instead of going positive, like positive about everything, the 180-degree shift. Sometimes it's better to shift to neutral and then maybe go to positive, to go to neutral, if that makes sense. Not to go to the extreme if it doesn't fit the scenario. If you've been feeling negative, shift to neutral, and then maybe go for the positive affirmation so you can level up. But it's about, I think, about being realistic. Yeah, we want to resonate higher, but if you shift to just being sunlight and gumdrops about everything all the time, and it's not realistic or genuine, that's more like toxic positivity. Where you're like, oh man, get off that boat. But you don't want to be negative Nelly all the time either. You know what I mean? But I think it's so important we get to know ourselves. You don't want to get to know everybody else and then not know who you are. Not be detached from the person you are. Not know the being that you are. So now that we've got a few people here, my nose itches darn. I'm going to do a quick little test if you're interested. Everybody interested? I don't get people who never are negative because life happens and you're not going to be happy all the time. See, that's what I mean. Even there are moments I get negative. Now, I can't live there. I can't live in that negative space. I can't live in the negative space because it would make me feel like I'm drowning. Because that's not who I am. I can visit the negative space if I'm feeling blue or something bad has happened. But I have to recalibrate. Does that make sense? Because that's not who I am as an individual. I have to try to work out the problem, figure out how this issue can be worked out, or look at it with a different set of eyes, or get in a different direction and say, let's look at it with different eyes, not be so emotional, be more objective, and recalibrate. I know you do, Willow. Yeah, Juicy Cuddle says, yeah, negativity isn't always good. If you're always that way, you can bring everybody down. True. If you're always that way, you may be very depressed and need to see someone. If you're always negative, maybe you're depressed. If you're always negative. But if you're always negative just because you're a grump butt, you're resonating lower at the same time. And resonating lower like that is what you're going to attract in your life. Water seeks its own level. Makes sense. Justin says, not being negative doesn't mean you're not happy. I refuse to be negative. I choose to look at the positive. And in my opinion, you can be positive. What? In my opinion, you can be positive all the time. Unless you stump your toe, Dustin. If you stump your toe or a snake bites you, or you get a fender bender, are you going to be positive all the time? Really? I mean, really? Okay, I'm going to do this quick test. And I want you to write it on a piece of paper. Well, I mean, you can write it under your name or write it on a piece of paper, okay? But write it for yourself because I'm going to tell you what it means after each question, okay? Because you've got to answer the question and then put three things under it. First question: what is your favorite animal? What is your favorite animal? And what are three things, one word, three things you like about it? And it has to be one word. Two at the most, but generally one word. What is your favorite animal and why? Three things. Maybe you can write it under your name. Favorite animal and three things as to why. You can go ahead and write it, I guess. Now write it on paper because I'm going to have to ask you 4 questions. Favorite animal, and three things as to why. Oh, Lord have mercy. Three things as to why it's your favorite animal. I don't think that's quite what they meant, Dustin. Second question: favorite color and three reasons as to why. Three reasons as to why. Those in the bushes, you can do this too, are in the replay game. Favorite color, three reasons as to why. Favorite color, three reasons as to why. Number 3. There's only going to be 4 of these. Number 3. What is your favorite body of water? Three reasons as to why. Three reasons as to why. Favorite body of water. Three reasons as to why. 3. And the last one, what is your favorite nature scene? Hey, Shadra. Favorite nature scene. And why? 3 reasons as to why. 3 reasons as to why. Favorite nature scene. How you doing, Shadra girl? Okay. I am about to tell you what these things mean. Number 1, what is your favorite animal and the reasons why, or how you see yourself. Number 1, when I asked what your favorite animal was, and your reasons why is how you see yourself. I had put unconditional love, empathic, and trusting companion because I put a dog. And that's how you see yourself. So mine would have been somebody that gives unconditional love, empathic, and trusting companion. So whatever your three words are is how you see yourself. So I guess you see yourself as yummy, right, Dustin? How you see yourself. It's a psychological test or game. So does yours match you? About your favorite animal. Does yours match you, Milo? For number one? Did anybody's like that, Shadra? Did anybody's match you? Cool, Ray. Number two, favorite color. Did yours match you? I had put purple, and I had put healing, spiritual, and calming, not knowing what it was about. And that's what others think of you. What others think of you is number two for purple. Number two is what others think of you. Number three, what is your favorite body of water? That is what you're currently doing in your life. Something that you're currently doing in your life it describes, or your life itself. Number one is how you see yourself, Dixie. Number two is how others see you. Number three describes things currently in your life. And number four, what is your favorite nature scene? It's supposed to be the future of your life. Number four is supposed to be the future of your life. So, anybody likes this? Very cool, Shadra. Sunset over the beach. That sounds nice. But the words that describe it, I had renewal, colorful, metamorphosis. You have a good night too, Ray. Thank you for coming. Now, briefly, before this wraps up, I wanted to talk about or be capable as people to have social conversations in person with each other without the use of text on our phone. Because what I'm finding is teenagers are not. Teenagers are finding it more and more difficult to have normal conversations or actually speak on the telephone or in person without text. Thank you, Ray. I'm so happy that you were. Teenagers are finding it more and more difficult. Thank you, Dixie Cuddles. To have regular social interaction, social conversations without use of text. Thank you, professional paranormal research. And I want your thoughts on that. By the way, I am sharing Healing Integrative, my website for hypnotherapy. It will be under the video from now on. And please, I hope this comes up. May not. Healing Integrative Hypnotherapy. I hope I spelled it right. And now through Christmas at least, this code will give 30% off, and I do gift cards. So it makes a great gift. But it's a little therapy session, and it's hypnosis to deal with smoking, weight loss, sports performance, work performance, phobias, grief, anxiety, stress, just about everything, pain, etc. I think adults are more able to do it, older adults, but I'm having more and more and more and more parents send teenagers to me that do not know how to socialize seriously without phone and text. I'm not joking at all. Not joking whatsoever. They do not know how to socialize even around each other without doing, thank you, Dixie Cuddles, without doing text. Having a phone conversation, having a social conversation like this, almost impossible. So I'm beginning to wonder what is happening. First, it was the kids don't know cursive. I had to teach my daughter. They do not know how to write cursive. So I'm wondering if they even know how to write their signature in cursive. I'm thinking no. So now I'm thinking, can they communicate without text? And I'm wondering how many below 25 can have regular social interactions, communications without text. And how their dating lives even are. Because my daughter will have full on interactions with people she's about to date only on text. Not kidding. That's scary. And then when they meet in person, if I said it's awkward, it's an understatement. What say you, people? What say you about this? I'd like to hear your thoughts. And I think it's really an epidemic. You would not believe the amount of parents that are writing me. Vintage. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. She said, isn't there a lack of humanity in that? Girl, understatement. That is so, it's mind boggling. Mind boggling. I mean, when I kept getting letter after letter after letter from parents saying they don't know how to socialize. They don't know how to have a regular conversation. And it's even happening between the child and the parent, the child and other peers, the child and the teachers. Exactly, Vintage. She said she has seen kids on a date, and she helps playing kids. She's seen kids on a date texting each other, texting each other. And Vintage, I mean, Paranormal Witch, she goes, OMG, you're right. And I'm like, what is going on here? What just happened? How do I end up doing that all the time? How? Knocking myself out. I swear. Thank y'all for sharing me out. Vintage says she's both shocked and amused. I mean, it's just what is happening to our world. Bad enough we have wars going on, which is frightening of it in itself. And it keeps me awake. Dixie Cuddle says, well, I feel technology has ruined kids. It's so sad I don't see them out riding bikes, playing games, sports, etc. Nope. Mr. Tim in Virginia says, oh, let me scroll back up. I am behind. I can't keep up. I knocked myself out. Okay, there you go. All you have to do is walk down the street and look around. Everyone who stands around with a phone in their face at restaurants. They all sit there and text, eat. They don't talk. You are absolutely right. Sarah says, hey, I just got over being sick with a bad cold. Sinuses are starting to open a little bit, so I'm starting to feel a little better. Oh, prayers of healing to you, Sarah. I'm sorry you've been sick. Sarah, have you gotten to that package at your grandparents yet? Finished it. I've seen kids texting each other. Okay, I got to that one. Mr. Tim says, and everyone today gets their feelings hurt. Yep. Because it's so hard to know what people's tone of voice is, what they really mean, what they're saying, their intention, because you don't see the face. And 80% or more of communication is body language, probably more than that. So you can't read the body language over text. Dixie Cuddle says, I think it's awful kids aren't out playing anymore like the world. I miss hearing kids laughing, playing outside, screaming because they're playing. Shoot, we stayed outside until the street lights started flickering. Way until we were teenagers. And then it was like, you don't have to come home until the lights start flickering. And then we knew. Thanks, Willow. It seems like typically I knock myself out of here at least once a show. I say show live. Dizzy Cuddle says we have high school kids that work with us and they're always on their phones when they're supposed to be working. Ooh, you know that's right. You know that's right. They should have to put their phone in a basket when they get there. But I guess they're afraid there will be an emergency or something. Or their phone near the manager's desk where he knows if it's for a certain person. Hey, Virginia Woolf, you are so right. Their phone's more important than their job. Well, shoot, girl, I didn't know it'd be so hard to get your birthday present, but at least it will be Christmas appropriate. Maybe your grandma could mail it to you. But I'm very concerned with this social communication problem. And if it's that big a problem, by the time they become adults, what is it going to say about how our country's run or how things are run around around the world in our communities if people don't know how to communicate properly? You know what I mean? If they don't know how to read body language properly, if people get triggered so easily because they don't know how to read body language, that is a very high concern. DC Cuddle says, yes, exactly. Some things are better said in person because sometimes you can't tell how upset someone is or if they're frustrated just trying to understand. You cannot see that through text. Hey, Corner Clubhouse Go Ball. Cool, Sarah. Y'all missed that earlier psychological quizzo that I did in here. Oh, yes, you did. See, my voice gets a little better as I talk. Just a little. And yes, please send out good light and juju to my husband, Stephen. He has a 2 p.m. Eastern interview tomorrow. 2 p.m. Eastern interview tomorrow. He needs all the good juju he can get. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. They sought him out first. So, thank you so much, Virginia. Wolf. See, I was feeling a little down today. And y'all made me feel so much better. See, even I have the down days. Even moi. Get my little rain stick. I wish it was bigger so it made the rain sound longer. It used to be Noah's. He loved it. Thank you. Just not long enough. Ba-bum, bum. That's what she said. My dirty joke. Oh, thank you, Virginia Woolf. I guess I was looking a little rough there for a bit. I've been trying to make myself get better sleep. because I don't know what was going on. I wasn't getting more than 4 hours of sleep a night. It was just rough. My body wouldn't let me. I was just waking up. You know what I mean? I love and appreciate y'all so much because I can be feeling down. Thank you, Virginia Woolf. Good, Sarah. I can be feeling down like I have been today and come in here and just such lovely energy. It always makes me feel better. It does, it does. But I don't like getting dark early. I don't. I just don't. We need to partition, petition, petition the government to stop that time change. It's better for our mental health. Again, like I said in the beginning, it's better for everybody's mental health to have more sunshine. But anyway, on that note, I think I've been on here an hour. Well, an hour and almost 45 minutes. I have. Oh, Shadra, I appreciate all of you as well. Dixie Cuddle Fitness, never be embarrassed for crying or being frustrated or just being real. You know, things happen. I've had a breakdown over a topic I've even had on here and got upset in real time. It just happens. It just happens. I'd rather people be real on here and genuine than, fake plastic people. It's always my hopes that people feel better leaving here than when they come. But there's going to be times that shit happens. You know, there's going to be times that I can't control things all the time. you know, I always want people to feel better leaving than when they came in. I love and appreciate everybody from the bottom of my heart. And it's always my hopes as well that people can feel me, that they can feel me and feel my care. You know, I really hope that. But anywho, say, I love all of you, say. Yeah, honey and lemon is good. Honey lemon tea. I always like those sleepy time teas. Now, not all of them put you to sleep, but they have a variety pack. Those are good. But I have to take medication for MS at night and a muscle relaxer. And sometimes it doesn't matter that I take a muscle relaxer, my muscles won't relax. Ooh, girl. I don't know if anybody's seen me. It takes a lot for me to get mad. I don't even like myself when I get mad. It takes a lot for me to get mad. I don't know that I've ever gotten mad on live. I don't know that that's happened. I've had some range of emotions. I'm goofy more than anything, I think. I think. But you should have seen me when I had a stalker and I dressed him on my channel through an upload video. I let him have it. Ooh, girl. I bet you did. Many videos again, I had a guy pop on trying to pretend like he was Busy Blue, and he dropped his trowel and did something he wasn't supposed to on here. Mm-mm-mm. That was terrible. He threw up his eggplant. We had to bleep that thing out. Not good. I don't know if Willow was here when that happened or not. Willow, were you here when that happened? I think Vintage was here when that happened. People shouldn't do that, YouTube. Just don't want to do that to me. I don't want to see that. It's over everybody's head. I got flashed by an eggplant. Willow remembers. But anyway, I love you all. I appreciate you all so much. So much. Thank you for being here tonight. I hope it was interesting. I'm glad that we can socialize and communicate. We got to teach those uh Generation Z's something. And if you see a young kid, you got to save them. You need to put that pen in their hand and teach them how to write cursive. That's the beginning of rescuing them. That is the beginning. Teach them to write their name in cursive. Give them the desire to learn how to socialize and speak the human language. Yank that phone out of their hand. Teach them to do this. Use their mouth. And let the words trickle out of that throat to speak to another human being so their relationships will be better. So we can read that body language. Because that means so much more than any typed word or emoji on that text can ever say. In other words, we are doomed. We are doomed. We got to get out there and rescue. We got to create a rescue team for these young folks that have been raised by TikTok. You know what I mean? They have been raised by TikTok and influencers. Anyway, I love you all. Have a beautiful week. Thank you so much for being here. And you take care of yourself. Do some self-care. Let your emotions get out. You know what I mean? Use a pen. Journal your feelings. Shed a few tears. Do what you got to do to take care of you. And remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. Thank you for coming to Dear Dana. And take care of yourself. Till next. I love you. And do you, baby. Do you right. and feel what you got to feel. Have a good night. I didn't mean to rhyme, but I did, didn't I? Here we go. Mm. Oh, I forgot the volume again. You know, that's a Dear Dana thing.
Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They're deceived with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Thank you, Dixie Kettles.
You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain.
Bye, Shadra. Bye, Willow. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming, Virginia Wolf. Thank you for coming. I'm forgetting. Everybody. Shadra and Sarah and the whole caboodle.
Push past, start a pain, and you find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything.
It's optimism. Mr. Tam.
And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go.
Listen.
Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
Ray.
I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go, go.
Everybody, I hope I didn't forget anybody, but you know I love you.
Go, go, go.